just between you and me, I dig crazy chicks.
Hey, what's up, YouTube land? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Transformers Prime Robots in Disguise Deluxe Class AIRACHNID. So here we are, and there she is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. So here it is, she is a robot in disguise, her name is AIRACHNID. Got her tech specs on this side of the box. On the back, you have your obligatory product shot, you got your bio if you want to rate it. And that's pretty much it. And frankly, people, this toy is such a piece of crap that I'm not even going to open it. I'm not opening this. I'm just going to leave this in the package as is. But I still wanted to show it off. And I'm just kidding. It's open. I'm just messing with you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How many of you were like, oh no, not again? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But here she is. Here she is. Here's AIRACHNID. And let me just get this out of the way now. Hasbro, why are you so stupid? Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's be objective, shall we? Let's. Okay, so helicopter mode. It is what it is. I mean, her helicopter mode on the show really doesn't have that much to it, and this is pretty much fairly accurate. Doesn't have a whole heck of a lot to it. It's just a flying shape. If you pop the propellers off, it looks like a torpedo. I mean, it's pretty much, it is what it is. I mean, it's, as far as I'm concerned, very accurate to what it looks like on the show. And of course you have the blatantly obvious spider legs that serve as the propellers. They spin very freely, and you know, when I heard that they were making an AIRACHNID toy, I pretty much knew this was how this was going to be handled. I pretty much figured, okay, the spider legs are going to be the propellers. I didn't see it working out any other way, frankly. So I called that one. I called it. And a very nice detail here, a very small and yet painted little Decepticon symbol right there, which is a nice touch. Very nice transparent plastic there on the cockpit. And the cockpit also opens to reveal a little seat, which again, nice touch, but it ends up being a bit of a problem in robot mode. But we'll get to that later. The underside, you know, you basically can see her whole body right there, and her legs are just the bottom half of the tail section, and, you know, again, I don't think there was any other way to handle it. It's basically how they've handled both versions of Starscream, you know, just kind of tuck the legs under there. So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. She does come with her weapons, which are very nice. I mean, they have some nice molding, nice details, some nice paint apps going on there. I don't display her with these just because, you know, I don't think she ever used these on the show. And they are a little oversized, so I don't, much like RC's weapons, I really don't display her with them because they're just kind of eh. But they're still nicely done. And she has ports on either side. You could peg these in various ways. They actually have 2 posts. And you could plug it in like that if you want. You could plug them in like this if you want. And the instructions even say you could plug them in and just have them hanging out backwards, you know. But I don't display them with her at all, so I just leave these off to the side. But that's pretty much it for that. For comparison, here she is with first edition Deluxe Screamer, and you can see, you know, pretty much same size. And yeah, again, you know, it is what it is. Now we'll get down to transformation. It does help to pop the propellers off. You don't have to, but it does help because they do kind of get in the way. So you just take these, put them to the side. First thing you're going to do is just come in here and bring these panels out, which will be your arms. Just bring them out and bring them down like that. Bring that out. Bring it down. What else do you want to do? You want to come back here. You want to unpeg this top section here of the tail piece, and then split this. You can pretty much, they're on a ball joint, so you can pretty much angle these however you want, like that. Then you could split her legs, just take her little feet, flip them out, like that. She has little high-heeled boots. Then you just take this whole backpack section here, you just push it up, which will bring up her head. And you want to push it up till it snaps into place. You want to open up the cockpit, if you can, and I can't for some reason. There you go. And you just want to take this nose piece, flip that in, close that back up. And you just want to take the arms and extend them, and then just rotate the hand out like that. And then just extend the arm and rotate the hand out like that. And then stand her up. You want to take the propellers. You want to take this propeller right here and flip it up like that. And these two legs are on ball joints. You just they're tabbed in right here just to keep them in place in helicopter mode. You just untab them, and they're on ball joints. So you can angle them and position them however you want. And they are on two joints: the ball joint here and another joint right there. And again, you can take them, angle them however you want. Put this back onto her back, and you can see there's this tab sticking up here. Will tab into this slot right here in this leg, and that keeps that all stable. Because if you don't have this tabbed in, then it just will flop down. So that basically keeps everything in place like that. Angle the legs however you want. Oh, stay in there. Stay in there. There you go. And there you have AIRACHNID in robot mode. And, yeah. She is what she is. I mean, you know, that's pretty much all there is to it. The head sculpt, I do like the head sculpt. I do think the head sculpt came out really nice. I mean, it does invoke the character model. But, yeah, she's not great. I mean, she does have a little Decepticon symbol right there. That is molded and is painted, and, you know, nice little touch. She does have some purple accents going throughout and the inside of her thighs. And, you know, these inner parts of her arms and her hands, you know, are done in purple. So, I mean, you know, there is stuff to kind of break up all the black. But, yeah. Now, articulation-wise, she is quite hindered. Her head is on a ball joint, but due to the fact that her head is actually the seat, the back of her head is actually the seat. That restricts her movement greatly because it just knocks against these side pieces here on the backpack, and she can't rotate her head more than that much. So it is definitely limiting her head articulation. She can't kind of wobble her head around. The shoulders are on a ball joint, but again, the shoulders are quite limited just due to all the paneling. Things just kind of bump into other things, so she can only put her hands out about that far. The elbows are this double joint here, but again, don't really do too much. And the hands just kind of rotate around. No waist joint. Hips are on a ball joint, but again, due to the transformation and this big panel right here, not a lot of movement out of her hips. You can move her leg about that much forward, about that much back. That's pretty much it. Outward movement, that's about it. A little bit of rotation, but again, this panel just bumps into other things, so there's not a lot of rotation. Knee joint, you get almost 90 degrees. And the foot, if you want to count that as articulation. And yeah, she is definitely quite limited in articulation. You can't really put her in any poses except for that. That's pretty much all you can do with her. And her weapons, you know, you could take them, and she does have these big ports in her hands, so you could take them in and plug them in. But again, they do look kind of ridiculous. I don't really like them. Yeah. And if you want, you can't take them and, you know, plug them up here however you want. Plug them in that way, plug them in this way, plug them in whatever way. I don't use them anyway. I just leave them off to the side. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But for comparison, here she is with her arch nemesis, RC. Now, granted, this is the This is the first edition. I'm sure she probably scales a lot better with the RID version, but all I have is the first edition, and this is how she looks with her, and quite a bit shorter. And, just for fun, we'll bring in her Decepticon buddies. Oh! Knockout, knocked her down. Stay. Don't be rude, Knockout. What's the matter with you? So there she is with Knockout. There she is with the Deluxe Starscream. There she is with the RID Viacon. There she is with Soundwave, if I can get them all in frame here. She doesn't like Soundwave too much. And here she is with Lord Megatron. You can see, she goes with the team. It completes the team. Well, so far anyway, because we still need Dreadwing and Skyquake. I don't know if I'm missing anybody else, but oh yes, and Breakdown. Forgot about Breakdown. I do have Breakdown on the way. I will have Breakdown on Friday. He's on the way, so expect a review of him to be coming up next. But yeah, as far as Arachnid goes, she is definitely the worst figure of the line, no doubt. She has a lot of problems. I mean, she has this huge backpack, and, her head is all kinds of hindered by the fact that the back of her head is a seat. So articulation is hindered pretty much every way you could. The arms could have been done a lot better. The legs could have been handled a bit better to where she had a little more range of movement. Just all around, this figure could have been done a lot better. It is definitely the low point of the RID line. Now, as far as a recommendation, if you're an on-screen completist like I am, then yes, you have to get her because she's on the show. And, I got her because she's on the show. I don't hate this figure. Let me be perfectly clear. I don't hate this figure. It's not great. Like I said, it's the worst figure of the line, but I still don't hate it. I like the character, and I'm still, I'm still happy with the fact that I have a figure of her now to put on the shelf with my other Decepticons. And she will be displayed proudly on my Decepticon shelf. And, along with my other Prime Decepticons. I don't hate it, but it definitely could have been a whole heck of a lot better. And just to go on a little rant here, because I think it needs to be said. I know that a lot of you guys, you come to YouTube, you come to these toy channels looking to us for our opinions, and I know you guys value our opinions greatly. I've gotten a lot of messages from people who say that they base what they buy on my opinion of it, and I'm flattered by that. I really am. I'm flattered that you value my opinion that much. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's your money. You buy what you want with it. I don't speak for you. I speak for myself. My opinion is just that. It is my opinion, and every other reviewer, their opinion is their personal opinion. Now, granted, there are reviewers who have much bigger voices, much louder voices that reach a lot more people, but like one of my friends always says, just because you're loud doesn't make you right. And, I will not sit here and say, you should hate this toy. You should hate it because I hate it. No, I'm not going to do that because that's not fair. And I have never on this channel, at least I don't think so. Best to my recollection on this channel, I have never said, you should hate this. I don't. I always try to stay objective and be fair. And ultimately, like I said, it's your money. You do what you want with it. One man's trash is another man's treasure. One person might think this is the worst thing that has ever graced this planet. Another person might say, I really like this toy. I think it's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's, perfectly good. Again, opinions may vary. Your mileage may vary. So, like I said, don't let us think for you. Ultimately, the final judgment is yours as to whether or not you like a toy. And I think that's it. I think I've rambled enough. But yeah, as far as Arachnid goes, like I said, if you're an on-screen completist like I am, then yes, you definitely have to get her. If you're not, then you're not really missing out on too much if you don't get her. But ultimately, like I said, the final judgment is yours to make. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So there is the Transformers Prime Robots in Disguise Deluxe Class AIRACHNID, and this is EmGo's saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be a geek, be proud, palm in your face!
Look, I know we haven't known each other for very long, and we're from two totally different walks of life. I mean, I'm a goofy sidekick, and you're a, cold-blooded killer, but that doesn't mean that we can't be good for each other. I mean, who knows? I could be exactly what you're looking for in a man. So what do you say? Do you want to give this a shot? Whoa, 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 whoa!
Sorry, big boy, but you're not my type.
Call me.